Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Practical Principles. This is Practical Print. I'm just going to work on getting our camera live for the cards. But yeah, we're doing Talking Tarot, so drop your questions in. We'll do as many as we can. And yeah, doing pretty good. How are you? We would like to have a camera. Oh, that's what's doing that. And oh, there we go. Sort of. We'll see if it shows, but okay. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, the camera's black. So let me go out and come back in and see if that'll fix it. Oh, and I can highlight the question. Changes. Looks like this is Cosma. And oh, let's go ahead and hop that back in, see if it'll be cooperative. No luck. Well, that is unfortunate. Try it once more, but gosh, we might have to use just the webcam. Oh, there we go. That's better. And okay. Well, there we go. That's better. Okay. Technical stuff all set up. Cosma deck this time, which I think is probably what you would have guessed, but changes in different areas of my life. I hope we have a sense of, well, I guess we don't need to, but it's nice to know which area is which change. Yeah, we'll just see. Okay. I don't really do incense. My wife likes candles, although our apartment isn't allowed open flame, so we don't get to use those. But I don't have a strong sense of smell. I think it's gotten better in recent years, but that doesn't do anything, or at least it doesn't do much for me. Yeah, I don't really have a cleansing process. And if I did, it wouldn't be for the cards so much as for myself. because they're just the instrument, and they don't really get dirty. I mean, some people think they spiritually can, which is why they do it, but um, yeah, I don't really. Are there multiples here? Sorry, just a sec. Um, yes, Chi Chi. Go ahead and drop your question in. I'm just going to do Lavina first. Um, Let me answer that afterwards, Lavina, on the protect yourself. Let's see. Is that all of them? Hey, Cornelia. Yeah, Chi Chi. General is fine. If you want something more specific, that tends to be my preference, but we can do that. Okay. Okay, that's better. Hey, so, yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead and drop your question in, Vijera. We did just get started, so we should have plenty of time. Cornelia, you too, if you wanted a reading. and hello. Do we have the different areas? This one touches on everything. Okay. Okay. Let's get that out of the way if we can. And let's get this up. Okay, so a number of cards. That's the deck. I don't know if you can see that, but so this tempered pair in the center is touching on everything. So that's going to hit every area in some way or other. These are two different ones speaking to a single area. This is a tempered pair speaking to another area, and this one on its own to another area. These, I sort of get the sense that this is either the spiritual, introspective, or possibly just your headspace, so mental aspect, depending on how you want to define that. But the other two, I couldn't really figure out what their place was. But anyways, we've got the shore, which I believe is the tower, and two of lotuses. Hey, Hope. Yeah, go ahead and drop it in. 5 of embers, tempered by karma, justice. We've got the mystic, tempered by the crow. And then down here we've got the spirit plane. I'll have to check on that one. Justice, the tower. The crow is the magician. The mystic, I want to say, is the queen of embers, but I'll need to double check that. Because this deck uses different names. But anyways, let me go ahead and set this down. And let's go ahead and start with the 5 of embers, tempered by karma. Oh, there we go. Much better. So 5 of embers. Destruction, conflict, struggle. If this card comes up, it may represent a serious conflict with your outside world. Things may already be in turmoil, and outside forces are inflaming the situation. The brawl is causing you to feel locked in place where the only outcome is complete destruction. Don't let the flames of this fight consume you. You will need your strength for future fights. If you feel like you are being overcome by a single burden, find a way to alleviate the pressure. Talk to those around you. You are likely not alone in this. And this was tempered by karma, which is justice. Honesty, restoring balance, ultimate truth. Karma is a card that asks for brutal honesty. It is easy to convince yourself that you have not wronged, but we all have. It is a part of being human. Don't be afraid to try and mend broken relationships. The actions you take now will ripple far into the future. On the other side of it, if you feel you have been wronged, karma will eventually restore balance. In the end, it is always the ultimate truth that is rewarded in kind. Be truthful with yourself. Others will be truthful with you. But yeah, the main thing there was restoring balance. I'm just not sure about the destruction. Because yeah, I don't know if that's a rebalancing within you or a rebalancing outside of you with the rest of the world. I mean, you'll probably feel it either way. You'll have to just ask your question. Um, so go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll just keep track of it so that I can follow up. And aloha. But yeah, you'll have to judge for yourself whether that's more internal or external. Because, I mean, it's sort of a cleansing destruction, that rebalancing that's happening. But anyways, let's go on to the shore and the Two of Lotuses. Which again, the shore is the tower. So turbulence, precarious, unfamiliar. The shore is the rock bottom of the spirit plane. If this card has appeared in the wake of a disaster, do not let your sudden upheaval define you. While your current territory may be unfamiliar, underneath the crashing waves of the shore sleeps the world you know well. Change is a part of breaking new ground, and some transitions can be harder than others. Take the time you need to adjust to your new reality. Find daily comforts and embrace what you can of the familiar. It will make the unfamiliar seem more like home. So yeah, given the Five of Embers and whatnot, that makes sense. I don't know how that'll play out, but let's get the Two of Lotuses, which is also speaking to the same area. Unity, partnership, connection. This is a card about connections and partnerships with another person. It speaks of true unity and the indescribable feeling of connecting with another soul. When you pull this energetic card in a reading, it is a strong sign of a deep connection with another. Take it as an affirmation that sometimes you don't have to do it alone. Good company and a trusting relationship can also make you feel secure. Revel in the beauty of connection. Yeah, that's similar to the advice we got from the Five of Embers. Reach out to others. They might be in the same situation. It's just a funny name. Hottie Hotness. I don't know what the F is. That Facebook? If so, that's fine. I can just pop over there if that's where you asked it. But yeah, we'll put it up when it's your turn. So unless you want the privacy, in which case, yeah, we'll just work through it and hope for the best. So yeah, those parts were very similar. The Five of Embers with the shore, karma for the balancing, the Two of Lotuses, giving basically the same advice as the Five of Embers. Let's get the Mystic, tempered by the Crow. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Courage, determination, wisdom. The Mystic shows up when you have acquired certain knowledge that needs to be shared. In a reading, this card suggests that you may know more than you let on or realize. It may require courage and determination to speak your voice, but your views on the situation are crucial to a group understanding. This high pedestal may make you feel isolated from others, so come down and share with those around you. And then this is tempered by the Crow, the Magician. Force of creation, manifestation, willpower. The Crow teaches us how to change energy into a force of creation. We can learn great things from the Crow, but even greater things from ourselves. If you can will it, it can happen. You have called upon the Crow to manifest boundless creative energy. Let it fill you, and then exhale it back into the universe. When there is something in your life that you want, meditate on it. If it doesn't already exist, create it. You'll find that you naturally gravitate towards the paths that will get you there. So I mean, given that this is tempering the mystic, the Queen of Wands, it sounds like you'll be able to be heard in a sense. I don't know if you'll necessarily make change. Yeah, I don't know that it goes that far. But when you speak your truth, you'll be able to be heard. So, don't know what it is that you need to share. You'll probably have a better idea of that. Um, yeah, that's definitely a more social aspect. And then the final area, the spirit plane, normally the chariot. Rest, feeling at home, rejuvenation. When the spirit plane shows up in a reading, take it as a suggestion for meditative rest and reflection. Appreciate what skills you have acquired and who you have become already at this point in your life. Know that you are a remarkable being and let it rejuvenate your weary soul. Then take these feelings and that internal power that you have acquired and hold on tight, because this next chapter is only just beginning. This is a card about becoming who you are and feeling at home with yourself and your surroundings. It can be worrisome for those who fear stillness, but stillness is sometimes the best move to make. So, I mean, that's just interesting contrast with Five of Embers and the shore and the other areas. Um, yeah, because yeah, I don't know that you really need to do much other than be appreciative there. There's the speaking your truth, and then as far as dealing with the Five of Embers and the shore, we've got the Two of Lotuses and the advice that was in the Five of Embers, um, making a connection, reaching out to those in similar situation. Um, so So that would probably be the best protective measure right now for what's coming. So then there was this question, more so on practice than for a reading. How do you protect yourself? Because, well, previously she asked about cleansing cards and stuff like that, which I don't really do. Um, as far as you guys getting answers from me, there's just a few things that need to hold true, that we believe in a higher power, that they're willing to speak through me. Um, that about sums it up. Um, so as far as how I protect myself, that's getting more into the nuance of, um, oh, awesome! Congrats on getting them. Uh, Finally coming. Um, but yeah, as far as protecting myself, that would be more specific to my faith, um, and what I do there. So I come from a Christian tradition, and it's being upright before the Lord so that I can have His Spirit. Um, so that's the main thing that protects me, and that's enough for that. Chi-Chi. So we've got a lot of people. I'll just go over who all we've got. Chi-Chi's going to be now. Cornelia next. Then Vajera. Um, let's see. Hope hopped on after that. And then we've got Hottie Hotness. So yeah, that's the current list right now. FYI. If it gets much longer, I'll start writing names, but we'll see if we can just get through them. Thank you. Um, let's see. General for Chi-Chi. Looks like we're using the same deck, which not unsurprising. Let me set this aside. so I can actually use my arms. Okay. Is there... Okay. You're good. Um, is that everything? You're good. I can go find it. Good night. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So we got two categories. Oh, is it restarting right now? Sorry, it's just black on the phone itself. So um, a little difficult getting it pointed the right way. But anyways, so primary things on the left, secondary things on the right. That's as best as I could categorize them. We've got the Phoenix, the Entertainer, and the Ten of Birds. And then over in the secondary category, Five of Embers, we saw that earlier, and the Vessel. Yikes, so not too great there. Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix is naturally associated with rebirth. I'm trying to think of the original card, though, because this is a different name from the normal one. And it could be Emperor, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to have to read through a fair amount of this. The Vessel is normally the devil. I do know that one. So then Five of Wands, Ten of Swords, And then I'll have to double check the entertainer. So let me go ahead and set this down. And pull out our guide. And so we'll start with those primary ones. Let's do the Phoenix. Figure out what that is real fast. The Hierophant is the normal card. Spirituality, new awakening, oneness. If the Phoenix appears, it is time for celebration as you are approaching a new awakening and an internal holiness with the self. There is a magic bubbling inside of you that only needs your complete oneness in order to soar. Do not become too rigid in your expectations. There is an undeniable natural changeability that will happen within the self. Allowing patience and room for this spiritual awakening to take place will lead you to soar to greater heights. So, yeah, I mean, there's just the caution, don't be too rigid. But otherwise, it should be happening naturally. Let's go on to the entertainer. And they are the king. No. There we go. Knight of Pentacles. Skillful, amusing, pleasing. The entertainer is a conundrum of a character. He has acquired an audience from his notable skills and successes, but has grown too dependent on these tricks to imbue meaning into his life. He measures value based on what there is to gain, rather than the inherent beauty. In a reading, the entertainer can be good when inquiring on fame and success, but in emotional or spiritual arenas, the entertainer is a fraud. When it comes to matters of the heart, they can freeze up. So, yeah, I mean, that's a double-sided coin there, because we don't really know which side that's speaking to. Although I think it's leaning towards the fame and success, so probably work would be going well. I mean, frequently I get it for the emotional and spiritual, in which case it's not great, but that doesn't seem to be resonating so strongly. And then let's get 10 of Birds, which is 10 of Swords. Difficult ending, betrayal, deception. You are at the end of a chapter, and you had hoped for a resolution that would leave you better off, but here it is not the case. This card shows when we are met with difficult endings. It often speaks of betrayal, deception, and something being wrongfully terminated. This ending was out of your control, so it is important to understand the impact of it, but not to dwell on it. If you spend too long picking apart the reasons why it went south, it will eat you alive. Appreciate that it existed at all and move onwards into your next chapter. I mean, difficult ending is the one that stands out to me there. So I don't know if, I mean, most likely I would say someone's going to die in your life, and they would have to be close for it to be a difficult ending. Or you would have to be very empathetic. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, the advice there, don't dwell too long on it. Understand how important they were, but yeah, don't drown yourself in their loss. Okay. So those were the primary things. Let's go on to Five of Embers and the Vessel, which were the secondary ones. Destruction, conflict, struggle for the Five of Embers, which we read earlier. If this card comes up, it may represent a serious conflict with your outside world. Things may already be in turmoil, and outside forces are inflaming the situation. The brawl is causing you to feel locked in place where the only outcome is complete destruction. Don't let the flames of this fight consume you. You will need your strength for future fights. If you feel like you are being overcome by a single burden, find a way to alleviate the pressure. Talk to those around you. You are likely not alone in this. So, all the same advice as before. And I guess just a reminder that this was a secondary thing, so it shouldn't hit as hard as if it were drawn primary. And now the vessel, the devil. Complexities, gluttony, materialism. The most beautiful vessels can sometimes contain the most tragic stories. As humans, we all have problems that we don't show on the surface. We fill ourselves with things that distract us from reality. The vessel is much like a mask. It hides what is truly underneath. If this card has shown up, it's time to rein in your demons. Don't let the materialism, addictions, and obsessions of this world cloud your brilliant light. It can be all too easy to get wrapped up in success that you start to lose touch with your soul. Even when the terrible is swallowing you whole, there's still a light found in others. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. So, both of those had advice for reaching out to others. The getting wrapped up in success, that could be coming from the entertainer, what we got earlier. Again, a lighter note, so something to worry about, but it shouldn't be too tragic if you forget. So, yeah. Yeah, really, we got the advice from the Five of Embers and the Vessel. Reach out to people. Maintain your social network, so to speak, because there's a good chance you'll need them. So, yeah. Okay. I'll just need time, Pooja, because we've got a number of questions. So, and if you want to leave and come back, we should be able to get to it. Cornelia. Short-term movement in the situation. And how can you best deal with it? Okay. Well, we have your question, so I'm sure there's more context that would, well, make more sense, but we don't really need it to get our answer, so it's pretty well worded. This probably isn't Cosmo. Yep, looks like we'll be using the distant deck, so let me switch maps. Oh. Any short-term movement. Okay. Hey, Presh. Doing well. How are you doing? Yes. We do have a few people, but we're doing okay on time for now. So, yeah, go ahead and drop your question in. And we should be able to get to it, but it'll be a bit if you want to like hop off and come back. So, okay. Um, yes, Ladine, go ahead and put your question in, just like Presh. Um, it is a bit of a long list right now, so we've got a fair bit of time. So there, we should be able to get to it, but it'll be a little while. Um, okay. Okay. Uh, let's. There we go. Okay. So two sets of cards. Um, if we can see them all. It's going real slow, isn't it? So the top row is speaking to short-term movement. The bottom, how to deal with it. These two have some extra information, so I think that'll help clarify a bit. And these two are like the actual active things. This seems to be a more passive thing. So, um, sorry, the two on the ends are the active ones, tempered pairs, and then the two on the ends up here have the extra tidbits. So let's go ahead and flip. I'm worried it's going to die on us. Goddess Ella, Goddess Joya, both unique cards to this deck. Wheel of Fortune. tempered by Hanged Man. And then down here, Death tempered by the Magician. The Ten of Pentacles. And then the Tower tempered by Nine of Cups. Interesting. So yeah. So I'll need to double check. I can't remember if she's the manifester or if Joya is the manifester, one of the master manifestors. Wheel of Fortune being tempered by perspective. I mean, these are pretty positive cards up here. So as far as seeing something happening, yes. Part of it's change, part of it's a shift in perspective. L is the other informative one. Down here, though, as far as what to do about stuff, yeah, I mean, the Tower, that's usually dealing with major upheaval, major changes. But I mean, this is tempered by the Wish card. So happiness, the Nine of Cups. Oh, I don't know if we saw all that, but so I mean, following along with that and well, making the space, making the moves like it's going to happen, it seems. Yeah, it feels premature, but or is that just in? Yeah, no, that's, you can wait for it to happen and then do it. Because the Tower will clear the stuff, but then you can follow up with the Wish card. Yeah. So, I mean, Death has the transformation, becoming that new person theme to it. And this being tempered by the Magician, that's, I mean, becoming, again, this is one of the manifester cards. So being capable and able. So yeah, I don't know what transformation you might be able to see that could make that happen. I don't know if that'll be more obvious when the movement happen. And then, I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is very comforting. That's not something you need to actively do. That's just going to help secure you. So yeah, let me check on Ella real fast. But otherwise, I think you got it all. And try that. There we go. Up. It's slow. Let's off screen and on screen. A unique life path in that it represents all of the life path numbers. In order to stand the true beauty, look at what life paths 1 through 8 represent. In this card, it is a symbol of wisdom and compassion, generosity, global awareness, and strength. When this card comes up in your reading, it will talk about the need to let go and surrender to a higher wisdom. Whatever it is in life you want to pursue, do so with great ambition. And while you are doing that, you must have an authentic regard for humanity and be of service in the most charismatic and creative way. So, not the Master Manifester, that would be Joya. But I mean, you already had the Magician below, so still very much a positive card. And yeah, there's some acceptance to it, but a lot of goodwill and being able to get what you're after. So very positive on that front. let me know if you had any particular questions, Cornelia. Um, but I think you're probably in the know enough to get your answers. All right, Vigera. Okay, so Vigera. Okay, interesting. Well, yeah, you'll see how it plays out, and you might see more clearly since you know the situation. But yeah, we're doing Vigera now. Hope next. Um, and then let me see if our hot friend sent me a message. Um, oh, that's me. No, we want the other me. I'm not seeing questions or anything, so Vigera Hope. Hottie Hotness, if you can clarify your question or let me know how you're sending that to me, much appreciated. Um, she would be third, but if I don't get that, then we've got Pooja. Gotcha. Pooja and then Presh and then Ladine. And Ladine, if you want to go ahead and drop your question, it's just easy for me to follow up on it because I can answer it even if you need to go. And you can just watch the video later if that's more convenient. But for now, Vigera, love. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm curious if you had someone in particular in mind, but you might just be coming back for this reading, so. Okay. Ah, gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you had a specific person in mind, um, but we've got details on them. Let's see if we can get a good angle. So, thoughts towards you, feelings towards you below that. And then this represents them, but it's skewed. Um, it'll be an offset interpretation of the regular upright. Um, so, Three of Cups, and then Nine of Cups. So, positive stuff, celebration, abundance, um, happiness, wish card. I mean, super positive feelings. I'll check the Three of Cups if we can get more detail there, but then they've got a skewed version of the tower representing them. Okay, so that'll probably be the big thing to get into. But let me go ahead and set this aside. And let's look up. We'll start with the Three of Cups. That'll be the simpler one. Or their thoughts. Joyful celebration. Oh, I'm sharing, right? No, let's share that. A time for indulgence, parties, reunions. There's an outpouring of love and emotional growth, strengthening your connection with others, reveals an emotional or physical healing. Make sure to spend time with people who raise your vibration and energy. 3 is a number that signifies creation. That's not really resonating. Um, I don't know if they explicitly mean to, but you have a healing impact on them, which they find very positive and draws them in. I don't know if they realize that though. Um, but then, yeah, so let's get into the tower. And again, this is a skewed version of it. So let me read the upright and then I'll just have to sense out what the skew is. It is no secret that the tower card is the most dreaded card in the deck. This card is a representation of destruction. The tower comes up when everything in your life feels like it is crumbling away and you have no control over the collapse. The message is that we must surrender to the power of the tower and work on accepting the shift in awareness that it offers. The tower marks a point of awakening. It is a necessary stage of breakdown so that we can evolve, expand, and rebuild. The weak foundation of your life must be torn away in order to build a strong foundation in its place. Once the clearing away happens, your purpose is illuminated. So, I mean, a terrible card to get normally, but let's figure out what the skew is. Yeah, so I'm getting the sense that they don't embody the destruction per se, but the destructive in a sense. So I don't know what sort of position of power they're in. Um, but I mean, they hold a great sway and the ability to topple lives. So yeah, and I wouldn't say that that's just a yeah. This is more than just the impact a father and mother could have. Not that they would have any less potential to be devastating, but yeah. And I mean, it would be nice if the last part resonated, um, where it's a positive thing that they're tearing away, making room for you to grow back better. But that's not resonating so strong, which isn't to say it isn't the case, but it's not going to stand out like that for sure. So, yeah, very interesting. Um, kind of a double edged sword. They love you. Um, but for some people, this would be a nightmare person. So, to be loved by a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit hyperbolic, a bit of hyperbole, but yeah. That's how that went. Hope that helps, Majera. Don't know if that's yeah. Good luck, I guess. Just not sure how that's going to play out. On to hope. Uh, will next month be a better month for me health wise? Well, let's find out. I feel like you ask this question regularly, and I want to say we answered a more long term one that it was going to get better around the end of the year. Um, that it was like the yes, but it'll take time. So maybe it's just a difference in scale. Um, let's see. Looks like we're using the Destiny deck again. I think I would have expected more of a Prisma, but we are touching on future. Do we have extra information? let's get this back. Oh, looks like that needed a restart. I'm just worried the battery is going to die because I don't have a good way of showing spreads, well, through that camera. So not that we need to, but it's nice. Yes, we want our camera. And we would much rather see cards than fingers. Thank you. Okay. So 3 cards. Oh, there we go. And this left one contains some extra information, but otherwise this is a yes-no spread. And if I can flip it, the star. Excellent. So looks like yes, but it'll take some time. Let me just check the 5 of swords. That's a no. That's the one putting a damper on this. Yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead and set this aside. Let it charge a bit. But yeah, then the star is about hope and guidance. I'll look that up in case that has something else that's standing out. No, I mean, it's just the holding on is the main thing there. That's the message coming out, telling you to continue to hold on. But to answer the question itself, yes, but it'll take some time. So won't see it near the front of the month, more so the end of the month, which is probably natural for things that take time anyways. Okay. And then Hottie, we didn't get the clarification on. Let me check, but yeah, nothing there. So we'll skip over on to Pooja, then Presh, then Laudine. Okay, and let me highlight Pooja's question. How will be my career in interior designing? And oh, Laudine, you haven't asked your question. Go ahead and ask that if you're still on, but otherwise, we might be ending with Presh. But Pooja. Yeah, seems we're using Destiny Deck for this too. Okay. Okay. How will it be? Guess our camera needed to restart. Okay. So we got two cards, a pair, well, a tempered pair, moderately tempered. So there's going to be the primary card on front, on top. That's the main gist of it, but then it's moderated somewhat by the card behind it. Let me see if I can get our camera back. But it could just be that my phone is dying. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so our primary card, Page of Pentacles, Visionary Good News. It's very positive. Tempered by the Fool. So there is a certain element of newness. This being the start of an adventure for you. But overall, yeah, you're going to do great. I don't know if you want me to go into more detail than that, but that's the gist of it. So, congratulations. Let me go ahead. We've got Presh. And this is a general reading, basically. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just realized it might not be Destiny deck, but it is. Let me shuffle a little more. And I think Presh is going to be our last one for today. Okay. Um, well, let me get our camera up. So, main thing here, the tempered pair, a secondary thing off to the side, and then these are really light. So, more like FYIs, heads up than anything. The lovers, tempered by Ace of Pentacles. So, I mean, very positive for a start in love. Page of Swords, contracts and information. There's a strong attention to detail going on there. And then our FYIs. Five of Cups and Wheel of Fortune. So, some sorrow. But again, a really light touch. And then the Wheel of Fortune, also a really light touch. Otherwise, that's great to get. Yeah. I mean, it's got elements of change and also good luck, but yeah, given that it's on the outskirts, so to speak. I don't know. It's like 1% off or something, like a good thing, but not something to really key in on. Really, we want to focus on these three. But yeah, let me read up on the lovers real quick, see if I can get a sense of, because I mean, just given the name, I tend to lean towards romance on that, but I'm not sure that's actually what it's going to be about. There may be a big choice on the horizon, can predict a new partner or career opportunity. Follow your heart, not your mind. Yeah, this might actually be speaking to, well, career. Let me go to let me go ahead and share. And I'll just skim through it with you. Indicates relationships and decisions. This is the lovers. Sometimes this card will show up when you are at a crossroads in your life. There may be a big choice on your horizon. The lover's card can predict meeting a new partner or a career opportunity. Your choice and decision will significantly affect your future. The person who has entered your life has a positive influence and may offer true love. Follow your heart, not your mind. If you are already, the message is to follow your heart's desire. Yeah, no. I mean, new partner or a career opportunity. There may be a big. Yeah, I mean, the first part is standing out much more. So I don't know that this is about a relationship, or at least a romantic relationship. This might just be about a career move. Let's go to the Ace of Pentacles, which is tempering this. Oh, it doesn't like to find the aces. One sec. Let me find the two. And scroll up from there. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles is auspicious for every aspect of your life. Two hands appear from a cloud, offering a single coin. This coin is the only one in this deck that looks the way it does, with the rays flaring out as if to emphasize its value. This card predicts happiness and contentment. You can always have what you desire. It also predicts prosperity, as you will find that money will come to you quickly as a win. Yeah, if anything, this is speaking favorably to your next career move. So it's not more specific than that, which would be nice, but yeah. That should help your finances, which you can worry about just fine. Page of Swords, because this was the secondary one, represents a new mindset being created, a sort of awakening where you are able to look at life with a curious and open mind. This openness allows you to be creative, innovative, and open to new possibilities. It is an important time to start communicating more in your relationships. This is a time to observe carefully, pay attention to what others are saying, and take action when the right opportunity presents itself. Important news may be coming your way, and it can be a solution to a conflict. Stay dedicated to your cause, plan well, and strategize, because this card is reminding you to not lose sight of the big picture. Yeah. Well, I mean, this one talked on communicating more in your relationships. And then the openness. And take action when the right opportunity presents itself. Yeah. If anything, this seems the continuation of the first. Um, so yeah, I would just pay attention, I guess. um, that's really what I get from this. Um, the only other thing would be relationships and talking with people, but I feel like that was kind of a given with the lovers. So yeah, I don't know if this is a word of mouth opportunity or a new connection, someone you're introduced to. Hard to say. Um, but yeah, I mean, it should work out favorably. So, yep. Okay, I think we'll call that good for today. I think, yeah, my phone died anyways. So, no camera, no problem. So, thanks for tuning in. Fun doing reading for you guys. I'll have to figure out some way that we can spread people out more when they hop on or just want to do it later. But yeah, I'll go ahead and highlight our schedule. We're still on the 1 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday. One each day. We're not doing all 3 times, all 3 days. I am still looking for a job, so depending on how that pans out, we might have to shift things around. But for now, that's what we're doing going forward. So have fun. Enjoy your week. And until next time.